Good evening. This is not True Talk News for today, Saturday, September 5, 2024. But first, let's go for the headlines then. One civil construction and ethic engineer, Benjamin Aodeyi King, don't call on authorities for make one mandatory for get the service one engineer in any construction. One disability rights advocate don't call on employers for employ people with disability as a mandatory for them. These are the headlines then. Now make we go for the full news. The Director of Strategic Communications, now the Office of National Security, ONS, does say the reason we make police not can allow people where they apply for demonstration now because the applicants are not agree for put them details and not agree for accept for take responsibility for any of the outcome them for any protest. Make una go for the toy.
Right to peaceful assembly and association now one of the fundamental human rights them where the United Nations been declare for everybody where they live in the world. This give people the right for demonstrate peaceful one on things where not they go right. Plenty time na salon, people don't they complain say the police and authorities not agree for give them permission for demonstrate and express them views them. This don't they make them use social media as an optional tool prevent their anger. The police on the other hand can use the 1965 Public Order Act as a defense for their decision. They can say people not can agree for apply to the Inspector General for permission. Since this centered on security business, True Talk been get for do an interview with the Director of Strategic Communication na ONS, Abdul Karim Wale, on the issue. Inside the interview, in talk say the reason we make police they refuse for give permission to some people or institutions now because they know they do them with the public interest view, but for their own personal grievance and not can want for go through the normal process. They not can also agree for sign up for take up responsibility for any casualty will go happen. And then as the police and ONS then get the responsibility for uphold the peace now the country and make the streets safe for others.
The protest can be organized by one person.
Okay.
One person can do a demonstration. If you go now different parts of the world, 2-3 people there, they get a concern, they do placards and bring and come to the attention of the people that they want for draw their attention onto that one.
Okay.
And I tell you, even though some of them and I will vow say Inoki result into riots or that kind of thing, but most often than not, the intentions can be genuine. They be non-decorous. They be one way people them really intentionally or honestly want for communicate certain thing with them want for the betterment of their community.
Okay.
So they don't hide behind anybody. I tell you, most of the demonstrations, so they talk about, three people and they talk, say, we go demonstrate tomorrow, we go do this. Then one day when they say we go demonstrate tomorrow, they're not a part of our move. The only stage you they stop now for talk. They will not come, they will not take the leadership and that kind of thing. At some point, we encourage people. I mean, sometimes you get for try the system. As long as the intentions are genuine. Now, one the way actually mean for effect positive change in terms of the concerns with communities and get. The police always open for do that one day. And at that one day, the security sector leadership, all of the other players, they encourage themselves for do. Because we owe it to the people of Sierra Leone. If we sit down and allow a group of people for their own individual benefits and come do things and we go obstruct the space, we say people don't want to go about the normal business, they know they really give you responsibility. Don't forget say the reason for we existence as a structure. Now for in such say the enabling environment prevail. We say everybody want to go do in business and go do them without let or hindrance. If you allow people to can't do things haphazardly, you fail in your responsibility, you fail in your duties, they deceive the people the way you get the responsibility for provide safety and security for.
For True Talk Radio, Emmanuel Mohammed Kamadi reports.
Dr. Abs Dumbuya, we na technology consultant and disability rights advocate. Don't call on employers them for the employ people with disability, as the tax law give 15% discount for institutions where they employ people with disability.
People with disability, we then can normally call disables. Now people we can get physical or mental deformity. This can happen in different forms and different reasons. Some pandemic form here can be blindness, dumb, paralysis, and plenty other one them. Then here can somehow pose challenge for them for access building, transport, and some other place them. Because of this, employers not can agree for employ them, and some people can also humiliate them. This can make things difficult for disabled. Inside one interview with one disability rights advocate, Dr. Abs Dumbuya, a call on employers for employ people them with disability and as well as institutions for make them place them disabled friendly. He also call on people for respect people with disability and upward things we then can make for assist the one that we get different forms of disability. With this, Dr. Abs also end up for remind people say because of their disability status no means say they're not able to do the work where others can do.
I think also make DST very unique is the fact that we get an employment bureau. An employment bureau where they seek the interest of persons with disabilities. We say, well, where they use the law for get people that employ. Okay. And what I mean by that, for example, many employers they no say the tax law give provision for up to 15% discount on the tax obligation if you employ somebody with disability. It's in the law. Poku employers they don't know that, right? Poku employer, this guy goes down in the room. He will try to solve cyber crime for you. There's no need for worker for go up headquarter. And I thank God at that time the IG buy the idea. He said yes. So let's try these guys. And we make history and employ. In fact, day before yesterday, I meet one of the people in our communication. I said, I go for this communication item. So it was one of the first person with disability employed by the federal police. And that was history making, not just for Salone. For make Salone very proud. You get me? So
and every able person now also a potential disabled. For True Talk Radio, Emmanuel Mohammed Kamadi reports.
Fambul, members say you still dey listen and watch True Talk News right on True Talk Radio 98.5 FM. We will continue with the next story. For reduce the potential and risk of building collapse one at the country, one civil construction engineer, winner Benjamin Awodeyi King, don't call on authorities for make a mandatory for get the service and engineer in any construction where they happen at the country. He talk this inside True Talk interview Make una go for the toy.
And you get your property, you get for no say you owe an occupier's liability. So each and every person where you dey rent out your property to or you dey lease your property to, that contractor or that engineer where they come for can build on your behalf, in they act vicariously based on what you want, because it act in the third person, right? We don't see situations where there are many structures around where we just see them can broke the old building we been there, then just can add new building on top of her. Would I then consult? Would I ask them? Did they meet the necessary authorities? You know? And we get from no back say the admissible things, the permits, building permits, and for drawings and all these things, we need engineers. We they downplay the relation, monitoring. We get different arms, right? We have been working, but then we know the country where we fend we serve. Let we not forget say there's strategic positions in a country we need the expertise of an engineer. But the appointments we get in Salon are political appointments. You put somebody who's an engineer for day, he doesn't have the knowledge. Now we know we they downplay the importance of engineers in Salon. You know, we get major offices and agencies we're supposed to get engineers, but engineers they're not there. Now when problem come, then they divert the blame to SLIE. Right? Just like Asadi say, it is important for get the services of an engineer for supervise your project, because now whatever liability or whatever criminal liability comes with the failure of that structure, they solely be dependent on that engineer. If any lapses there, people will tell you say, oh, I know one for the money engineer, the money they boku, this and that.
Access to water and other basic things them na the rights of every mortal man. But for me to get there na the big challenge na plenty parts in a salon. Regents na one part the mountain village them na the freetongue where they find it difficult for get water. Make una go for the toy.
You're talking regent, I would say 85% of the cry of Regentonians. Now, water. By the way how we village, like the geographical location of a village or the placement of it, na hills. If you watch Regent, na more of hills. And Guma Valley way na then get that principal mandate for supply water. They don't do their own from time, but they're not able for they try, but they're not able for reach out to the general masses of Regent, because Regent and you say Guma Valley then depend on gravity. So most of the hilly part in the Regent they're not able for reach there. And the population they increase in the Regent every day. So people learn they strain for water. So we're gonna have various communities where they check and cry for water.
We wait up there in there with the strain for water business, especially dry season.
Don't forget water.
Well, now that day we get for news for today. Plenty thank you we listen and for watch. Till next week. Me and him na creating Thomas.